Hello and welcome back to Ostriv. Here we are in episode 2. Welcome back. In the first episode, we established our town. We built all our houses. We built a nice carpenter, thatchery, clay pit. We have a cart shed here. I believe this is a warehouse. We have a forestry, smithy with the charcoal pit, and I will go on about that in a second. I have to do something. And then our town hall, our granary, our little I don't know what you'd call this, like a town square. I designed it based off of where I'm from, but kind of with an influence of like how I imagine these guys would like their town square. You can see they go and they sit down on these benches. We got tons and tons of decorations. We need these foresters to come and plant these trees, but they'll come and do that soon. And then we have a farm back here. If you've never seen, and we're also building a windmill. If you've never seen this game, welcome, welcome. It's a very, very amazing, intricate, detailed farming sim, economy sim, Ukrainian 18th century. I figured it out. It was the 18th century. That's when these guys are set. And it is one of the best games I have ever played, hands down. Next to songs, when I say that, I don't try to discredit songs. I hope people know that. It's just that I think this game is just as good. And I just want to say thank you to all the people who watched the first episode. It's been a little while since I've seen some actual good reception. And I know a lot of YouTubers are reluctant to comment on that type of stuff, but I'm not. I think that's weak sauce, and it's important to talk about what's going on with the channel, and especially like numbers and stuff like that to a degree. So thank you all for watching the first episode. With that out of the way, here we are in the second episode, and I'm trying to get a manager over here. Yep, for this reason. So we have harvest going. They're harvesting the flax, they're harvesting the buckwheat, and they are harvested the actual wheat. We will build a granary behind here, and what happens is each settler in these houses, these ones with fields, they produce food for themselves, and I can purchase it. But I don't have a lot of money, so because of that, I'm producing my own food. And you can see this is our produced food. We have 853 wheat and a bunch of other things. Linseed. I think linseed is a byproduct of the flax. There's just so much stuff in this game, so I have to... linseed oil is actually a thing. So with this, though, we have to set a pattern, and usually you want to do one of one and then another of another. So if I look, these two are opposites, but these guys are the same, so probably wish that I had changed that. So we can change that. It's going to be fallow next. Hemp is the same as flax. Buckwheat. No, oh, I see. That's what's remaining in the ground. Special thank you to fucking cars. So that's what's remaining in the ground, actually, currently. So we want to have our next field be something that's going to have a high amount of the blue nutrient. I forget what that is. Doesn't really say. So we want to have a high amount of that in our creation. So probably a flax field. And then this one has a high amount of that. So we can put another wheat field. And then I think with this gentleman, same, we may as well plant potatoes. And then we'll do fallow, fallow, fallow. And then they'll recycle around. That's typically how fields are worked in the real world. Or at least in most games based on the real world. That's how I see it. So, there we go. Amazing, amazing. Alright, so with that being said, we need to go over here. And I remember when I first played this game, I don't know if I looked at guides or what, but I just had these good strategies. Oh, you could hold control to... And maybe the game told me back then to build to... But you want to have a second charcoaler so that they can just passively keep making charcoal. So this smithy never runs out of charcoal ever again. Because he in the last episode was running out a lot. And you can see he still doesn't have enough for the... Yeah, not enough charcoal for the nails. So they're going to have to get to doing that. I'll put this in full-time speed. And then we needed to put a house in. I think in the last episode I was trying to place a house. Now there's 9 houses for people who live in that fashion. But I'm actually of the opinion... Oh my god. You guys can hear me smashing the freaking right mouse button to get that go away. I'm actually of the opinion that we should maybe build some houses like around here. So the idea is that they will live one family in this little house here. Oh, I should have shift clicked at that. No, we don't need that. We need the village house. Thank you. And that should be good. 2 new houses is fine. We don't need a lot of houses. Because the laborers are pretty plentiful. And we'll build more houses kind of tucked in through here along the road. This is a back road, so it's okay if we build in that area. And we have water access right here. We have this windmill going up. And the gazebo is done, so people should come in here and relax. And they should get a mild boost to comfort, I think. I could be completely wrong. So, let's see. And we're in October, so the end of the second year is already here. Come and gone, the years go. Just like real life. So soon we'll be dead. Buckwheat, we've got all this stuff preserved here. Our boy Yanton is doing his job. We got some guys working over here, perfect. And we've got the 2 builders. If these guys can get the house done, I think the houses will be better off now. And then we can focus on other stuff like the windmill. Because he's going to need a lot more resources. How's this guy doing? Not the best. Looking for laborers to gather firewood. You telling me we don't have any? Where are all of our ladies? They should be working at the fields there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 5, 6. There's only 6 ladies. I thought there was 8. Open vacancies 20. 9 women. So there's a 9th woman somewhere. Oh, there she is. God dang it. What are these kids good for? I got these babies, but they ain't doing me good. They ain't doing me nothing. Freaking bastards. Oh, they're starting on this one first. That's fine, that's fine. I hope that he's not, like, out in the middle of the road. No, he's lined up. But actually, I'm not of the opinion that that's a good spot. Because I wanted to line the houses up with the actual building here. So like that. Because they have their little, like, decks. Their little dicks. Yeah, you can see that this one is immediately a different shape than the other house. I love that. That's a great detail. And then we want this guy to go first. I want the houses so that we can get more laborers for the potential of actually doing more. And getting things done faster. It would be great. And they are finishing the harvest of the flax, or the buckwheat field here. Alright, this is the buckwheat. Yep. So we are going to put that in the granary here. We have tons of carrots. Did we purchase? Yeah, we purchased all those carrots. and we're purchasing the onions. But we have wheat, which we're going to turn into grain and sell. Then we also have the buckwheat, which we're selling as well. So we should get a little bit of money passively from the firewood and the buckwheat that we have. Ultimately, my goal after we start building some more houses is to get some actual production. So I think that the smartest idea would be a chicken coop. Well, we're going to need to get a trading post first. So I actually have to build this. Shouldn't be too expensive. And I'll put it kind of right here. Off the side. Because this is where all of the industry and other buildings are going to be. Because we have to get over here for the limestone. There's plenty of limestone over here. Plenty of stone deposits over here for us to start accessing stone. I have to find where the iron ore deposit is on this map. It's probably up in this mountain somewhere. I have no clue. Surely a way to actually find those deposits. But for now, we'll be fine. We don't need iron like that. We'll probably have to purchase it. Unless, let's see. Smelter. Produces iron from iron ore using charcoal. Oh, there we go. That's what that is. Okay. So we are close enough to it. That's perfect. It's perfect. So we can build the iron ore mine. Kind of like right over here. Near a deposit, it says. Like so. How much? It's not going to take too much. Shouldn't be. Yeah, just some nails and some wood. That is going to be a completely easy job for them. We're going to try to get more and more people in our town. And also get rid of that overlay. And we are in the first week of December. They're getting this little house up and running. Let's get that going. Alright, here we go. We've got our trading post, and we can look at the world map, and we can set a trade post area here. We need a trading dock to trade with these guys. It appears. By only river. Oh no. Okay, so we need a manager to actually. So we can get two guys to come over here. Take these guys out of the town hall. They should come over here and get to work. And then, let's see, what do we have got that we don't really care about in the way of resources? Charcoal, firewood, drinking water. Of course we want that. We can't sell that. Wood. We need to start making valuable resources. So maybe, let's see what the map says. Send a messenger. Okay, so that's 19 days. This guy is 8 days away. Let's send a messenger for 40 bucks. And we'll see what he's got for deals. Alright. So we've got the trader back here. So he's got offers and demands. So he offers things like cows, pigs, iron, horses, sheep, lime, etc. And these are things that he's willing to purchase. So looks like we'll be able to sell him some stuff. So it looks like this one, I think. Okay, so these are all of his demands. Can sell 499 town storage. Okay. Let's say 50, right? Sum of 25, I think. Deal. Now, we need to give 50 out of 50. So let's go to our trade post here. Get metal parts. Allow, let's say 100. Right? And then I also want to give this gentleman another worker. We'll take away a guy from here. So that should get to work. The idea being that we will import the goods that we need from our homeboy. How did I do that? Gotta go to the world map here. And you can see our export. Oh, I think he literally needs to have it there ready. Oh, I hope you... Oh, God. Uh-oh. Are you gonna store that, sir? I think that the trader guy will stay here for a little bit of time, but you do lose, like, relationship points. And iron, let's say we want 50. Okay, that's not bad. No required. Oh, okay, yeah. I think the trader man got mad for that one. It needed to be like in there ready to go. Where are you, brother Nestor? You have one job to do and you didn't do it. Go get the parts, man. Okay, so we got the messenger already. They sent a messenger without us having to send a messenger. I love that. Okay, so we can send them flour, buckwheat. Okay, they don't really care for much. Some chickies would be really useful, but we really need to get a chickie farm first before we get that going. Why is he not obtaining these metal parts though? Okay, there we go. They weren't grabbing it by hand. That was the problem. So now there's 47 there. Should make a couple more metal parts. I do want to see what the most valuable thing that he's willing to purchase is off of me, though. So let's see. Per unit, 10, 20, 15, not bad. Okay, so buckwheat. Oh, well, looks like the messenger is gone. Well, we learn things. Alright, here we are. We are back. And we've gotten some stuff done in the town. Not as much as I'd like to. As you can see, our finances are still not as good as I'd like them to be. And we have 54 people. A lot of people are struggling with their nutrition. They are pretty much just only eating flour and wheat. We're trying to get them chicken and eggs. We have a chicken coop here. So I went and got the chicken coop, and I spent a good amount of money on the chicken. So we have a limit of 25 livestock, or 25 chickens, and then 20 babies. So the idea is that there's constantly more babies coming in. As you can see, there's little baby chickies here, and then there's some big old chickens. These guys are getting chopped up and turned into chicken meat, and then they're also laying eggs that we are collecting and putting into our storage here. But we can't keep up with the amount of people who we have who want eggs. As you can see, this guy here is hungry, and they only have flour and buckwheat. The reason they don't turn the flour into bread is because traditionally most societies, they would just do that in their house. So that's kind of how that works. So to mitigate the problem, I have the apple farm here. So the apple orchard, I should say. And what's that? Oh, okay. They seem to imply that you want to have a couple. We have the apple orchard going, and when that is finally harvested or ripe, it's the first year that it's been up, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But once that's done, we will have apples coming in, and that should help expand their diet a little bit. And you can see we have these nice cobblestone roads. I went and expanded a lot of this part of town. So we have the tailor, We have the weaver. We have the village houses here to like accommodate them. They live and work here. Apparently the farmer here lives on this half, but that's okay. And we have a warehouse for the cloths as well as textile. And I wanted to put hemp so that they could store up spare hemp. And do I have... If you don't have the item, you can't store it, so you have to make sure that you have it. So there we go, we got that. So we have flax as well as hemp, and then there's the textile that they're creating, and then the clothes that's being created from that. All being stored within the same area here. And you can see these little roads. These little veiny roads are coming to this part of town. This part of town is difficult to maintain, not the best part of town, but it's very, very valuable. We have the stone mine camp, and then we also have the iron ore mine. So these two gentlemen, this Oleski and Anton, very, very poor people. They're so poor. I can't get them enough money, but the thing that's keeping them alive is the fact that they have their own farms. So they don't need to purchase food from me. They do purchase things, however, like clothes. And it seems like they purchase buckwheat and firewood. So we need to get them some money. This guy has been notoriously broke for a while, but both him and his wife have a job. And they've had jobs for a while, and their taxes are well underneath what's necessary. I had to basically create an inflation scenario where I lowered all their wages and I lowered their taxes. So they basically aren't paying me anything, but I'm not making much anything off them either. So kind of stinks, but we need to actually start to create products. So we have the smelter going here, and this smelter is an interesting one. So it seems to create a dam which forces the water flow to go through this little water wheel, and it's going to propel the power for the smelter to I guess create ingots or things like that. I think they need to refine the ingots down by smashing them with a big old hammer. I'm not quite sure how 18th century Ukrainians made iron bars, but that's what we have here. This is a water wheel attached to a smelter. In the next episode, I'm going to focus on getting that and also the salt works going. Salt works is going to be another one of those buildings where I want it to be kind of passive generation. So these guys will be working in the salt mines or salt work, and they will just be gathering salt from here, I believe. And then we can store it here and sell salt to our neighbors in massive quantities, because the only thing I think salt is useful for is salting your fish. And to create that, so the fishing dock produces the fish. I'm not quite sure which one. Oh, so this produces ash, lye, and potash. Oh my goodness. Every time I think I know what's going on and I'm paying attention, I catch another building that I just didn't notice before. I think that the fishery here, the fishing dock, actually does produce the food as well for the fish buildings. So let's see. Yeah, each batch requires 30 units of salt. Okay. Yeah, so they will dry the fish, just like they will dry fruit here. So I can create an amount of dried fruit, or just let them harvest the apples as they are and collect them as apples and feed them to our population. As you can see, though, our people really need that. They have money, so they do buy the eggs when they get here. You can see we have 10 eggs, but they get reserved before anyone can even grab them. Someone's already got it called. They're like, hey, I've been waiting for a week for those eggs, man. Where's my eggs at? And they get those eggs. So, other than financial issues and a little bit of food issues, we're doing really, really well. Our town is pretty solid. We're expanding in what I feel is the right direction, because we want our production buildings here, stone and iron. That way we don't have to spend any money on importing iron, although it is extremely cheap to import the iron. You can get like 400 iron bars for like 40 bucks. And I think that I sell 100 of these metal parts for 50, so I basically get 300. I think it's 1-to-1 for metal. I don't know, does it it doesn't really tell you any of the production values like that, but I'm assuming it's one piece of metal goes to a couple parts. Maybe it says two, so maybe one metal goes to two parts, but still, regardless, we're making money off of our metal parts. And I tried to expand and get this growing here, and actually remove that, because we sold all of the carrots that our people had made. So the idea is that if I can, I'd like to eventually purchase the spare food from these guys. They all have spare things like onions, and you can see garlic and beetroots and stuff like that. And if I can purchase that, get that in my granary here, then we can sell it for like a profit. That would be great. If not, ideally we could sell it for a profit to people who are making lots of money. But the problem is, like, this guy is one of the few people who has one of these small houses who's actually wealthy. Most of the ones who seem to have smaller houses, yeah, have like $17. They don't really have, no, actually they're fairly wealthy, so they can't afford to purchase that food at a higher markup. So you can see my markup market prices are 120% of the price value. But my biggest issue is I wish I could see, like, for example, if I purchase the honey or onions, how much that value really is. And I've got a good trading situation going here. So we've got this, we've got good amount of charcoal, and it's free to make. So if we send 2,000, that's 100. That's the kind of trade deals I want to see. 2,000 sent for some money, and then make sure that I've got some actual iron. Yeah, we've got some iron. So that will get sent, and they will send me $100 for, well, basically what happens is they send the cart, and then the cart gets here. If the guys are here and they fill it up, the laborers, they will get you the 100 or whatever they owe you. So that's going to get into my treasury. Ideally, we want to build up back up to 1,000, or at least a couple thousand, so that we're not in a rut, and I can pay my dang old people some money. And I also need to move this forestry. I think the forestry needs to move, because the trees are, they're clearing them out, that's for sure. And we need to move over here, start building. Probably gonna have the forester ideally sit on this corner of the map, and he's just gonna have trees off to the corner, because I have to get used to how small this map is. This is the corner of the map here, so this will be good for some housing, some spare housing, more people like this. But we have to utilize all of the space available for us, because there's not a lot. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this little tidbit. I also want to show you guys my little chapel here. I forgot about the chapel. I want to build some nice trees, decorations. We've got some graveyards, all kinds of good stuff in this town, and I can't wait to expand. We have to get some row houses in here. If I can build like a town center with some row houses, oh my god, they even have the back door too. Oh, that's so nice. I want to look at the other designs. Look at this 3-story one. They got the back door. Oh my god, what are words today? You got the corner building. Oh, you can get really industrial up in this motherfucker. And then you can see they've eventually got some of these actually like valuable ones, like glassworks. So hopefully we can get that going. Well, I just got a statewide emergency. Hopefully it doesn't quote unquote dox myself. Some of my friends are always worried about that, and I always tell them that I'm not worried of being doxed. But yes. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!